We just bought an island. We'll see if it comes. You never know. Yeah, you heard me correctly, but it's not what you think. It's an island for the kitchen in our basement. I never actually ordered anything on homery.com, so I took a big chance, an expensive chance, hoping that it would come, it would be intact, there would be no damage, and it would be the size of actual furniture, not dollhouse furniture. Looking at the space, it's just crying out for something to go here, which was always part of the plan. But when we were getting our basement finished, our contractor actually did not put the island in as discussed. But it was all good because we didn't actually pay for it anyway, so we didn't lose anything. We were always under the impression that you needed a contractor or a carpenter of some kind or a custom designer to build an island and install it in your space. But something told me to just look at Google, see what I could find. There's gotta be something that's pre-made, even if it's from IKEA. I've walked through IKEA and I saw kitchens in there time and time again that were just on display. So I just felt like there was something we could buy that is pre-made already and you just need to assemble it. So I got on google.com and I searched pre-made island and all the results came up. There were so many different things to choose from, so many different styles. I went back and I customized the search to specify that I wanted a black island with a white top to match the cabinets and countertops that I already have in the basement. And I found this perfect island on homery.com. So I showed it to my husband and he agreed. This was it. So I bought it. It arrived. It was not dollhouse furniture. It was actually an island that is usable in a house, a real house, not a dollhouse. And I'm glad I took the chance. So I started out by carefully removing all pieces, parts, and components. I whipped out my handy electric box opener, which has saved me countless times. And my son wanted to be in this video so bad, so here he is. When it comes to unboxing, I'm somebody who likes to immediately, and I mean immediately, look for the instructions because I like to know exactly what I'm getting myself into.
All right. Level of difficulty, 5.
Out of what?
Hopefully out of 10.
Because I'm out.
Oh my. I hope it's not 5 out of 5. It says 2 people, 120 minutes. That's 2 hours. I was thinking 2 days.
ST.
We're supposed to have 1A, which is a big rectangle. A is a big rectangle, not small.
What's first?
A.
When you're assembling furniture or really anything with a partner or a friend or a spouse, you really need to be committed to having patience because something like this can really test you. Thankfully, my husband and I actually work very well together. We've had a ton of practice putting stuff like this together, so we're all good. When assembling, I go back and forth between those instructions like my life depends on it because I don't want to have to take anything apart and redo it. I will say the instructions for this were not the best. It actually came down to a lot of interpretation of imagery and illustrations and pictures because there were more pictures in the instructions than words. And if you don't have a strong attention to detail, you will be very confused. Exhibit A of my confusion at one point. I just could not make out what it was trying to say, and I was looking back and forth between the instructions and the piece, and then the instructions again, and I was just like, what? But I continued to press on, kept building, kept chugging along, making sure I was paying attention to those details and just taking my time. I was grateful to have the help of my husband because there were just so many steps, so many pieces, so much to do. And the instructions actually encouraged us not to use a drill, but ain't no way. There is no way I would have been able to assemble this with the very tiny screwdriver that it came with. And you'll see that in a second. Honestly, just a million pieces. Look at that screwdriver and how small it is. So we brought this over, which is the back panel where you would sit down, that has that fluted detail. But we realized that we didn't add all of these kind of peg pieces that would allow it to attach. So we had to take it off, put those pegs in, and then put it back on. So that's what we're doing here. This is when it really started to come together for me. Here's my husband adding the side piece, which acts as the waterfall, and then we were able to stand it up. Which gave me a glimpse into what it was gonna look like, how it was gonna fit into the space. I was getting excited, but we had to do a quick powwow to revisit the instructions because I just wanted to make sure that we were on the right track. So added the drawers, added the cabinets, added the doors, and here we are adding the final piece, which is the top. Look at me getting so excited. Ta-da! So proud of us. And this is the final piece. It fits perfectly in our space. It matches the aesthetic that we already have down here. And I couldn't be happier with it. Homery, you did your big one on this one. We'll be placing more orders with your company. And no, this is not sponsored. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much for your support. It actually means the world to me because this is my very first YouTube video and I do plan on continuing to post more. My family and I live in Atlanta and we live in a home that I would consider not done. The house is built. It's fully constructed. The basement is finished, but in terms of the decor and accessorizing and everything in here, I would consider every room about 85% done. So I will be documenting my journey to finalize my home, get it to a place where I feel like it's done and I can sit back and relax and enjoy it versus looking around at every space like, I need a sconce here, I need a lamp here, I need to go put some wallpaper here, and just be satisfied. So I will be going through every single room on this channel and showing you the process of getting it done, checking everything off my list, even if that means DIY and I gotta break out my miter saw and cut some wood and build something from scratch, I'm doing it. So if you would like to see more, I would love for you to like this video, comment and share your thoughts, and consider subscribing so you can see more about what I'm doing here in my home. Thank you so much for watching and see you on the next one.